The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 634 of Daily Deck Review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the Slicers V2 playing cards from Organic Playing Cards. So, no further ado, let's take a look and see what we'll get. As we see, it's still in that standard glossy finish talk box. This is that red apple talk box colorway there. And it says Slicers there on the front in that metallic gold color. And then you got that kind of gold kind of dripping down the top of the talk box. And then it kind of just wraps around on the sides of the talk box and onto the back. So you got lots of that gold there on the back there. And then on the bottom is where you get information. You got the QR code, the OPC logo, and their website. And these are from 2021, the second edition. It will focus, one of 3,500, distributed by Organic Playing Cards, designed by Organic Playing Cards, distributed by Wiffle Shovel Playing Card Co., made in the USA, and there's no seal for the cards, and on top it's just gold as well, so I guess it's like a half gold, metallic gold talk box, half red talk box. The talk flap and the inner talk flap is that metallic gold. Take the cards out of the box. On the inside talk box is that matte white finish, nothing too crazy there. Now that we took a look at the talk box, time to look at the cards. And as always, we'll start with the back design. And this has to be one of my favorite OPC back designs that they've made. There, it's pretty much a mirrored back design there, with that white background, with those two gold apples there, with that metallic ink there, and they're kind of like dripping a little bit, and then they got the thin little gold border, then you got the standard white border, flip it over, same design in both directions. The back design is simplistic and elegant at the same time. But now for the cards here. Here we start with the first Joker, which is Joker Joker. The J is in that kind of gold metallic, and then you got like a darker brown for the rest of the words. And then you got that gold apple there. There's that gold metallic ink. So lots of gold metallic ink in this deck. Then you got a second identical Joker, so two identical Jokers. Then we got the custom Ace of Spades there. They always make fantastic custom Aces of Spades. And this one is apple tree there with the gold apples in it. There, it says Slicers at the bottom. And then for the rest of the spades, they're just, the cards are just standard. But as you know, with OPC decks, they always add a little bit of flair to their core cards. So we got three custom core cards here with that custom brown and kind of gold colorway. And the Jack here has a little apple tree in the background. He's holding one of the gold apples. And then the Queen has like a apple pie. And then the King has some like apple juice or apple cider. And then we got the diamonds, which are just standard, but they're in that gold metallic colorway. Once again, we got the core cards once again for the diamonds here. The Jack here just has like a, if you look in, right in his hand, it's a little bit hard to see because it kind of slightly blended, but it's a little gold apple peeler there. Then the Queen has a basket of apples, and the King has an apple slice. And then the clubs here, once again, that custom colorway core cards. And then the King there has, he has an axe in his hand to chop the tree down. The Queen has like a candy apple, chocolate covered or caramel covered apple. And then the Jack has a bag of apple seeds. And then the clubs are just standard. And lastly, the hearts. The core card once again here. The King there has a little eaten apple core. The Queen is eating the apple, like a bite out of the apple. And the Jack has like apple sauce or something like that. And then the hearts are once again, just like the diamonds, are in that gold metallic colorway. And then the last two cards in the deck, you got an extra 9 of hearts. And you got a blank face. But now that we took a look at the cards, time to test the handling. And these are made by the United States Playing Company, so they have some form of air cushion finish quality, so they will handle fantastic. And straight out of the box, pretty nice springs. They do have a slight bit of stiffness to them, nothing like too crazy, just new deck stiffness. But they're still pretty easy to spring. Straight out of the box, and they're break-in super easy. super smooth fans. You see all the numbers there, and you got that pretty nice back design with a little bit of gold flare in there. And a super smooth ferrule. Look at that nice giant fan. Now we got the faces. So overall, I gotta say these handle fantastic. Definitely no issues with the handling. And these look fantastic. Love that gold and white back design. Looks stunning. And I just like how simplistic it is. Like with all the OPC decks, they're pretty simplistic with the back designs. Nothing like too crazy going on. There. Once again, that back down with the white and gold color, which looks phenomenal. And then you got the pretty standard faces, just the hearts and the diamonds are in that gold colorway. And as always, you got those custom core cards, which we looked at was the custom colorway there. So lots of use of gold metallic ink in this deck, which is always a nice little touch and a little bonus. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed, and this has been day 634 of a daily deck review. And this has been the Slicers V2, the second edition playing cards from Organic Playing Cards. And I'm the Canadian Collector signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.